Dude, when you see the picture and see the perspective, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Because you look ragdolled.
Holy crap! Like, well, we'll put that up, but I just took a header into a rock. 3 days, long enough to feel like a little vacation and relax, short enough to have a little urgency, and the perfect amount of time for an adventure. We're finishing up the second half of our section hike on the AT. Go across some very interesting landscapes, see what industrial damage does to a mountain, and we get to see what a mountain does to my face. Good morning. It is day 3, and we got a little rain last night. It's about 7:30, I think, and everybody's starting to get up, and now the rain has stopped. And you can see I got a little bit of rain on the tarp here. A little water, but not so bad. So we got KrizAkoni in his tent, but he started his night in his hammock, but he didn't have a tarp. So he was set up right here next to me. And then when that rain started, he got in his tent. It was about 3:45, something like that. And then over there we got Dragon and Panda. You see Panda's little solo tent, and on the other side of that is Dragon's hammock. You kind of see. And there's some southbound through hikers throughout the woods here. I think there's 3 more people over there, maybe 4. So, real quiet night. Aside from, you can hear town. We're just up on the ridge here, so you'd hear some traffic out there, but it wasn't bad. But we're gonna have breakfast and then finish up the last 10 miles out to the car. So I gotta eat. I'm hungry. So we're heading down to the spring, and this trail is kind of steep. So we're going to take it easy and go get some water. We've made it down to Delps Spring. I think that's pretty much it right there. I can hear water running. Looks like there's a pipe coming out. So let's go check that out. So spring comes out underneath that rock, which I guess you could get to, but they put in this pipe here so you got a little easier access to it. And it looks like when the water's really running, this can have quite a bit of water running through there. So I'm not going to filter this here. I'm just going to fill the bag up and throw that on the back of the pack and carry that with me. Cameling up, so they say. And there's a reason for that. So let me get this turned around. So there's a reason why I'm going to carry the extra weight with me back down to the car. The further south you get, if you're heading southbound on the AT, the closer towards Lehigh Gap you get, the worse the water quality is going to kind of get for you. There was a lot of zinc mining up in these mountains about 30-40 years ago, and this ground is still recovering. The chemicals used in the zinc process, when they extract it, this whole mountain, pretty much the southern end of this little mountain range, was dead for a while. If you remember, if you saw part 1 of the video, let's see if we can hold that that way. You saw part 1 of the video, I read that entry log from one of the Lehigh County Commissioners up at that shelter. He said, thank you to the people who maintain this and those who are trying to give us back our mountain. And that's what he was talking about. This is recovered nicely. But as you look out, I don't know if you can see through the trees here, so I can get that to You can see through these trees. There's still a lot of, there's a lot of farmland out here, but that's what this mountain looked like on this side for a while, except for it wasn't green, it was just dirt and rock. And you'll see as we get closer to Lehigh Gap, if you remember those first few pictures I took of that mountain and how rocky and barren that was, that's what it's going to get like. And that's just poor management of land as they were mining. So, carry the clean water with me and avoid the potentially hazardous water. So that's my plan. I'm gonna carry this back up to camp, finish packing up, and then we will be on the trail shortly. We are all packed up. Everybody's got their packs on. Everybody's stuff is wet. And we're all full. Panda made a very nice breakfast for everybody. Thank you, Panda.
Thank you, Panda.
You're welcome. It was worth the wait.
I didn't realize that. I knew she brought potatoes and stuff, but I didn't realize she brought the whole bag. And it was for everybody. So I came back after I grabbed my bear bag and I placed an order, just joking around. And she was really making breakfast for everybody. So we could have split that weight up, you know. We could have all taken a couple potatoes.
No.
Well, and the worst part is we were expecting more people, and so she had food for like 7 people instead of 4. So hope we ate enough to make your pack lighter.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're all ready to go. We got 10 miles and we think a pretty wicked descent. The New Englander just came out. Wicked descent.
Wicked.
So it should be interesting. Hopefully those rocks dry up by the time we get out there, because that could be slick. The rain is supposed to stay south of us for the rest of the day, but then again, it wasn't supposed to rain last night until about 3 minutes before it rained. Then it suddenly appeared on the radar, and yeah, we're ready to hit the trail. Catch up with you in a bit. So what KrizAkoni is looking at is he just spotted this as we're walking by. It's a marker for a plane crash out here on the AT. I've yet to hear of any stories like that out here. Up in the Catskills, yeah, but
Yeah,
I've
in
never
New York
heard of
I
that.
know plenty, but this area, this is the first.
Yeah. So we'll take a look real quick. And there's some wreckage around right here. And we got this kind of monument here. Flight 98 in October 24th, 1971. So kind of interesting to come across this. Kriz is scouting some other spots, see if there's other wreckage, but definitely something happened here.
Winter campsite.
Yeah. You get hammocks in there. That'd actually be pretty nice. Some hammocks in there. Got a little bit of view in the winter. So we were coming across here, and I don't even know which rock it was, but it rolled right out from underneath me. And there's nowhere I could catch myself. So
I can't believe.
this, I wasn't recording. Dragon was.
Oh no,
I took a picture of it, but this is actually the first time seeing it. I just took a header into a rock.
dude, when you see the picture and see the perspective, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Because you look ragdolled.
Holy crap! Like, well, we'll put that up, but I just took a header into a rock.
Like, I thought it was going to be so much worse. Rock garden. I thought it'd be really cool to get a picture of the 3 of you walking across it.
And boy, you got more than you bargained for.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, that's the rock I went into. So I'm a little sore right at the moment, but I'm going to be much more sore in a little while. So.
Oh, you got that cold pack that I gave
Do you have a cold pack? So if you wanna take that for the ride home, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It's one of those brake ones.
So we'll see. So what do we got left? Like 4 miles, 4.5 miles?
Something like that.
It's gonna be a fun 4.5 miles. But that's the first time. That's the first time I've really done anything, gotten injured. Good thing I was with people, because that would have sucked. I mean, some hikers came through right after that. That would have been sucky for them to come through and see me laying up against a rock. Like,
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, at least you didn't get like knocked out or anything.
So gonna finish the cleanup here and get back with you later. That picture that Dragon took, he didn't take because I was falling. It was just like a happenstance that he snapped that picture as I was going down. That wasn't like a drama shot when he's like, oh look, he's fallen. Instead of helping him, let me grab the camera. It was just sheer luck. So I was just thinking that, I was like, it's gonna make him look kind of like,
yeah.
Oh, look, somebody taking a header into a rock. So no, that's not the case. So we just came across this view. It's not too bad. Can you see? You kind of see the valley there. That goes all the way out, and we're not far from Little Gap, like right between Little Gap and was that Blue Mountain Ski Resort?
Yeah, Blue Mountain's like out there and to the right a little bit.
Yeah. So we saw the I guess that's the lift house or something that we walked by.
Yeah.
But and then there's a campsite behind us, but everybody else is documenting that. So, but this is really the most pines we've kind of seen in a grouping like this. Nice little spot. It's a pretty cool little rock formation we just came across. Had that little view down there. Doing a little climbing. And then we're going to descend. And then we're going to descend. But right now, kind of taking a little easy, using my poles. I'm just kind of testing the water, see how I feel. We're going to be crossing the road pretty soon. Feeling all right after taking a tumble, but just being cautious. I've had concussions before. I know that feels like I don't feel like I'm concussed, but I'm a little sore. I got my knee, I whacked my knee. I got my wrist a little bit. So a little banged up, but feeling okay. Okay enough to see these mushrooms. Look at that. Those are cool. So, yeah. So, I've been thinking about it a little bit. So we're hiking across those rocks, and one went out underneath my foot. I couldn't even tell you which one it was at this point. It happened so fast. But I tried to catch myself, and with my feet, try to catch up to myself, and then I realized my pack weight was pulling me forward, and my feet weren't keeping up, and the rocks were tripping me, and there was just a rock in my face. And I tried to roll, like instinctually, I just tried to roll so I didn't catch it like square in the face, but I caught the side. Happens fast. You gotta be careful when you're out. I've been outdoors my whole life, and I've had tumbles, I've had falls. That could have been really, really bad. If I didn't get my head turned, I could have hit like flat on. I could have poked an eye. I could have done something. Could have done something really, really bad. So always be careful. And I wasn't being reckless, but I'm okay. Feel it's like I feel dumb, kind of like I'm the idiot who fell down, and I know there's no reason to feel that way, but it's that mental thing, ego thing, I guess. So, but keep soldiering on. Feeling pretty good. I think when we get through the road, I'm just gonna continue. Pack's not bothering me. Knees not bothering me. It's a little sore, but it's not swelling up or anything. So, yeah, now I'm babbling. Okay, let's look at the rocks. Came across another view. This is nice. This is kind of reminiscent of the Catskills, this area. the rocks. Kind of obstructive view, but it's nice. Hearing definite signs of civilization now, so we know we're close to the road, but we still got another ridge to hike across. So that's a nice little rock scramble down, or boulder scramble down, before you get down to Blue Mountain Road, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Blue Mountain Road.
Blue Mountain Road. Yeah. Well, it looks like it starts to level off down here. We are at the Little Gap parking lot. Stopped here, had lunch. Kind of did a check for myself just to make sure that I'm doing okay. No nausea or anything like that, so I don't think I have a concussion. And like I said, I don't feel concussed. So, but we're heading up the last section of this hike. It's about 4.5 to 5 miles, and this goes into an area of the state that was heavily mined for zinc years ago, and it wasn't well managed when they did it. And this is why at the spring I grabbed extra water. So there is signage here dictating what they're doing, that they spray for pesticides for insects and invasive species. Basically, if you don't have to, don't drink the water. Switch hands. I'm not used to doing this with poles in my hand. Yeah, basically don't drink the water. If you see areas that are marked off, don't go mess with them because they're treating the trees. Also, to keep it as native as possible, they want you to scrape your boots. You got these boot scrapers here, so that no seeds or anything get tracked into the area. So we'll do that. So no invasive species wind up growing in the area. Trying to keep this as pure Pennsylvania as possible as they regrow this. Whoa. There's some maps in there, which we'll leave those for people who need them. We already have maps. And a little map of you are here. So we're right there. Where we came from isn't on this part of the map, but alright, which way is this going? This is going to, which way is north on this? You are here, Blue Mountain Drive, Fox Drive, Lehigh Drive, Lehigh Gap. Alright, yeah, so we came in from this side over here. We've been hiking along. We're now here. We're gonna hike up onto the ridge, and then we're gonna come down a very steep descent down here. The first day, KrizAkoni and I were over on this side, so we're just going back to that same spot. So I will get back with you guys in a little bit, and I'll just try to continually update. I think I'm trying to document this, at least for myself too, because this is really one of the first times that I have had any kind of, let me change, holding these poles throwing me off. I'm going to try to document this for myself as well as anybody who's a hiker. Dragon said it when the incident happened and I hurt myself. You know, anybody who spends as much time in the outdoors as we do, eventually something's going to happen. So you got to kind of keep check of yourself. You got to be honest with yourself and how you feel, and how you're doing. If I felt at all like I didn't think I could continue, if I was, pushing myself, just be like, oh, I can do it, I wouldn't do it. I would have stopped back here at Little Gap. I would have stopped and waited. I could have called for an Uber or something like that, taxi, anything, or just sat there and wait for them to finish the hike. There'd be no point in risking my health and putting anybody else in a situation where they have to then rescue me to get me out of here. So on a serious note, always be careful. You know, we're joking around, laughing about it, you know, because I'm relatively okay. But it was serious. It could have been much worse than it was. But, you know, you press on. But yeah, if I felt like I couldn't keep going, I wouldn't. So, this is what we got. We got a bit of an ascent. So I'm going to stop recording for a little bit. If you see anything interesting, I'll come back and we will go on. Okay. That is a serious pile of rocks. Back there. Come on, focus. There you go. Ooh. And I don't know if that's picking up on the microphone, but you can actually hear the power running over the high tension lines. It's probably not a good idea to stay here for very long, but this is what I was talking about before with all that zinc mining. This used to be all trees, but it's all scrub. All scrub now. This is very reminiscent of the Eels Preserve Music Mountain area. We were just, me and Dragon and KrizAkoni were just talking about that. But yeah. And you can see down in the valley there. There's more damage down there.
We should have walked over the flat stop. The actual trail is easy. we were drawn in by the rock. Yeah, apparently.
That's something. Alright. Yeah, there's all kinds of crackling going on in those lines.
Yeah, I zoomed in and cut that out, so you got straight over towards where the quarry is.
Yeah. Well, if you ignore the power lines, it looks pretty nice. And out there's a quarry. Very industrial area. And we just passed the sign. There's a road. Oh, let me switch you over. I'll need the poles for a second. There's a road that cuts through here, like a maintenance road. And there's a sign on it that says you can use it if you want to, but it's used for remediation purposes of the zinc pile. Oh, can you come across there? Danger? Okay, I'll go this way. I don't need any more danger today. Yeah, so there's a remediation process still going on for the zinc pile that's up here. But this is not what this mountain is supposed to look like. And this is not what this mountain is supposed to look like. I mean, of course there's power lines, but these trees should be big. These look like higher mountain kinds of trees are stunted. Something does not smell good right there. Alright, back on the AT. Ooh, that's steep. It's kind of neat forest when you look at it, but when you understand why it looks like this, it looks like maybe another little spot. Oh yeah, that's where it could have come through. It looks like it's just like grass, but that's kind of deep. Who knows what's in there? Oh, I got some views here without power lines. So we just came to this opening, and there's I think probably a zinc factory down there, but it could be something else now, who knows. But Yeah, look at that. I'd just like to go swim in that little creek. That's coming right down off the mountain. If you want to see what the water looks like coming out of this place, watch KrizAkoni's video, because he took a picture of the water source back there, and he said it was all kinds of nasty. Wouldn't want to drink that. All kinds of damage. These, you can just see where they terraced this mountain to get what they wanted out. So much damage. There's this cool one tree. Can I get it? Come on, focus on it. Get on there. One tree right there in the middle. Trying so hard to grow on this stripped off piece of land. And that's what I was expecting to see when we were up on this section. I mean, we've been walking through like lush green grass, like this road back here, looking down at that factory. And you go, well, there's like some yard ornamental cypress there, and then you got that. And bamboo. That's not native.
I didn't even notice that.
Chris, did you see all the bamboo? That is the mountain. Yeah. We were like right up where, well, that upper pole is. That's where about where the shelter is that KrizAkoni and I stayed at a couple nights ago. Then over on this side is that overlook that I found, that kind of rocky overlook. But we're getting into rocky terrain again, and we're about to hit the steep downhill. And that's the Lehigh River. There you go, just better look at the river. And this is the Lehigh Gap here. So that was a fun walk across basically a boulder field on the edge of a mountain. It just drops off. I was talking to Dragon. Let me switch my hands here. There we go, it's better. My extension pole broke again, so I'm barehanding it for the rest of the trip. I was just talking to Dragon, and I said, what's the old expression? If you fall off a horse, get back on and ride it. Now when you fall into a rock, you start doing stuff like that. How's it look? How am I looking? My face has been hurting people for years. Now I gotta load my own medicine on that one. For 2 hours? Oh.
It gets dark.
Oh, yeah. So we are, I would hope to say halfway, but probably not quite halfway down this rock pile. And it's just all rocks. All rocks. Big, big rocks that move a lot when you step on them. It's got a great view. For me, I'm doing extremely cautious movements now. Just kind of in my own head, I guess, with the, I don't want to smash my face on a rock again. So I'm just taking it really careful. Knee feels good. That's not bothering me, so that's not a problem. Now it's just in my head. It's not a fun experience. And then to end off the trip with this. It's interesting. But don't have a choice. Got to get down there. Looks like an old railroad building down there. little flat road coming. I don't know.
Right now.
You're good.
And there's a big, deep hole.
So that's what we just kind of came down. We came down along this side and zigzagged down to where KrizAkoni is now. But he wanted to go back up and actually follow the blaze. Crazy. Yeah.
I had to do it. I had to do
He
it.
had to go up and touch the whole part of the trail. So we're going. Hopefully that's the worst part of it.
I think that's the part where I thought there was a piece of rebar. It was just stained with some kind of rock ore.
Okay, well, we're gonna keep on going. Well, that was fun. That was a fun descent. So if you followed my videos before, been on one of the live streams, I've talked about my my issues with dealing with fear of heights. And after the little spill I took earlier, walking across rocks that were wobbly was a little sketchy, and then we get to that knife edge, and I don't even know if I took a picture. I think I took a picture over it. And then, you know, my body started going, well, you just fell and you're on these rocks and now you're really high. So for a brief second it started to kick up, but I got over it and I kept on going, and we made it down to the bottom. We're good. I'm mostly in one piece, but fun trip. Dragon is heading to the car. He's booking it. Panda's closing up her video. KrizAkoni is once again on social media. That's all this guy does is tweet
Get my tweets out.
and Instagram. Oh,
Gotta get my tweets out.
tweets to the peeps.
My feet hurt.
Why?
Not as bad as your face, but wow, why? They're not used to the rocks, Pennsylvania rocks.
Well,
they really are on this section.
See, they were bullying KrizAkoni here, so I tried to bulldoze him out of the way for him, and didn't move. No, not so much. So it was a good trip. Regardless, well, yeah, you know, I'd do it again, even with the face plant. I'd do it again. Not anytime soon, but it was fun. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. Thanks for watching. If you watched all three, thank you 3 times. Hit that like button and share it and subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you on the next, hopefully. And I don't do this again. Later.